When I first picked up Cinestill 400D late last year, one of the things that I really wanted to test was how the film stock fared in different situations. My first video on the film stock I took to the streets of Manchester's Chinatown with model Cameron and shot a couple of rolls in natural light, comparing it to both Portra 400 and Cinestill's arguably more popular film stock, Cinestill 800D. In today's video, we're heading to a studio setting in Manchester with model Johnny and model Chelsea to test the film stock in both natural light and also using strobe lighting. A big shout out to the Photo Cove in Manchester for having us. We'll be in Studio 3. If you guys are in Manchester or need a studio, I would definitely recommend the team over at the Photo Cove. They have 3 amazing studio spaces, each with an infinity cove and options for backdrops, etc. But let's jump into the behind the scenes. We can talk a little bit about the film stock as we go through the video. 2.8. Cool, yeah, if you want to sit down and I'll have a look. Just don't want to block the light with myself. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. It's worth noting that all of the scans throughout this video are going to be unedited scans straight from Come Through Lab in Manchester. That's just to give us a better idea of how the film stock actually fared without kind of editing colours and etc. I guess the first thing to mention about this photo is I probably did overexpose a little bit, knowing that those highlights were going to be so strong. That being said, the amount of detail in both the shadows of the piano behind Chelsea and also the highlights on Chelsea's face don't store a lot of detail. So this definitely could be down to the way I've metered it and the way that I've shot this scene. It also could be down to the dynamic range of Cinestill 400D. If I get you to bring this arm up as well, so like maybe if you kind of put it on your, what's this called, like your bicep or something like that, just bring it into shot. Yeah, perfect. The sun's not in your eyes, is it? You sure?
I've got blue eyes, so it's always in my eyes, so it's fine. I'll close them and then tell me so.
Okay, cool. Okay, when you're ready.
This photo is a better example of what I meant by the dynamic range. You'll see here how maybe the highlights have been metered a little bit more successfully than in the last image, but because of this, there is really not a lot of detail in the shadows. We also have this really heavy magenta cast, which of course could be from the scan. So far, these 2 shots I haven't really deemed as successful, and aside from this video, I probably won't be using these 2.
Let's do one, if I get you to move a little bit this way, so you're like half in the shadow. Oh, sorry. Like that, let's try that. Yeah, lovely, hold that one, just refocus. Yep, perfect.
I think that this photo is definitely the most successful of the 3 shots. The tones look really cinematic, very reminiscent of the photos that I shot with Cameron. I will link that video in the description if you haven't already caught it. But yeah, definitely shooting in a lighting scenario where the light is more even, I think suits this film stock. Both the highlights and the shadows look like they've been rendered well in this, and the colours look really natural, a lovely amount of vibrancy, but not too much. I did shoot more film with Chelsea. You might recognise her from my video where I tried Kentmere's new 120 format film. I'll link that in the description too. But for this roll of Cinestill 400D, these 3 shots were it. But for the rest of this roll and another roll of Cinestill 400D, we're shooting with Johnny.
Perfect, we'll go 1, 2, 3. Nice, and then I'll get you to, if you face this way, so you're facing the light, I'm just gonna do a close-up just before I have to change the film again. Perfect, hold that. Go 1, 2, 3.
These first couple of photos were shot using natural light, and I really do like the tones. From my observations so far, I think that Cinestill 400D has a slight green tint when it's on the side of Underexposure, and a more magenta tint when it's on the side of Overexposure. And you can kind of see the green tint within these.
Yeah, that's nice. Perfect, love that. Nice, hold there, we'll go 1, 2, 3. Nice, we'll go 1, 2, 3. Nice. Just bring that backhand forward a little bit. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yes. And then one last close up. Again, if you bring that hand back, just so that your shoulders look, perfect. 3. Nice. Cool. So I might actually get you just to come around a slight bit, so that it's more, Yeah, that's nice. Perfect. I'm gonna get you to kind of like, actually stay exactly how you are. I'll do a wider. 2, 3. Nice. Cool, yeah. I wanna get you kind of like leaning on your hands, if that makes sense, but this might not work. So let's just see how, because it's gonna be a close up. So maybe if you lean on this hand with your face, but still face me this way. I know it's like an awkward ledge. Yeah, perfect. Lovely.
Again, in this photo, we are seeing the magenta cast that's apparent on the brighter photos. Although I didn't like it on the photos of Chelsea, I do think it does work in this photo in particular.
Cool. I'll get you this side now. We'll see how the lighting is a little bit different. Oh my God, that's so bright.
Similarly to the photos of Chelsea that are overexposed, Cinestill's iconic halation is very apparent in these photos in the highlights. Halation is something that I really enjoy in Cinestill's other film stocks, especially 800D, when it comes to nighttime photography, street photography. However, when it comes to choosing a film stock for my portrait work, I would probably rather something that didn't generate this halation, just because I worry that it looks a little bit more like a novelty stock. That being said, I think if you know how to use halation and you use it in a way that works, it could be really effective. Personally, from how I've used Cinestill 400D so far, I definitely prefer the film stock when in an overcast, shadowy situation where the light isn't too contrasty or too bright. If I had to choose between underexposure or overexposure, I would probably underexpose this film stock, mostly because I personally prefer the green tint over the magenta tint.
I have loved using Cinestill 400D so far, both in the studio setting and on location. But let me know what you think of these shots. Let me know how you think it fared in a studio environment, using strobes and natural light. And as ever, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.